everyone. How is everybody doing today? Hopefully things pop up. Hi Lena, how are you? That must mean everything's showing up okay on your guys' end. Hopefully it pops up okay on my end. Make sure my volume's down here. How are you doing, Lena? Hi, Linda and Sandy. Do you guys have any weekend plans? It is raining out there. What's the temperature like out your way, Lena? I'm not sure what this C means, but let me know. Okay, so this is the card I'm going to make with you guys. Oh, I wasn't supposed to show you guys. It's supposed to be mystery stamping, but you guys got a little sneak peek at it there. I totally forgot that I wasn't supposed to show you yet. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I'll review the pieces. That's too funny. I'm laughing at myself now. Not much of a mystery, is it? So I'm going to show you guys the pieces that I have here just to help you make sure that you guys have everything. That's pretty funny. Hey, Lena. Oh my gosh. You got your after work nap in. Well, I'm glad that you got a nap in. Oh, I'm still laughing at myself. Okay, so I have I'll review all the supplies. And then for those of you who are just hopping on, it's mystery stamping, though I kind of just blew it with the mystery stamping. There's still an element of surprise there because you guys didn't see the whole thing. So I will still show you all of the elements, and then the end result will still be a little bit of a surprise. So I have a 4x11 card base. That is too funny. At least I can laugh at myself. A 4x6 piece of DSP. We won't use quite this whole piece. We'll end up with a few little pieces left over. And Lena, it's okay if you don't have this set. I'm going to show you guys just a reminder of what I shared yesterday about this element here. So stick around and then I'll give you a tip in just a moment. So we have the base, a piece of DSP. I have a 4x5¼ white layer. These pieces here are going to be my focal layer. Okay, so you don't have to have these same elements as I do. I just have an embellishment that I'm going to use. I've cut myself a few tags because you never know, just in case I goof up with that. And this will be part of my tag. And then I have this piece here. I forgot to remind myself of the measurements for this one. So it is 2 7/8 by 9.5 for this piece. If yours needs to be a little bit wider, that's okay. So if you needed it to be a little wider than 2 7/8, you can totally do that. This is going to end up folded in half, and this is going to go on the front. This is going to be the base for my focal layer, this white piece here. So my elements will fit within here. If yours are not quite the same as mine, that's okay. So yesterday I was saying, maybe you're using different colors and you want to put the daffodils here, or maybe you're using different colors and you want to go with the ladder here. Maybe you're going with a different theme and you wanted to put something like this on there. You do not have to have the same stamp set or even the same colors as what I do, just as long as you have sort of a tall, narrow focal element for your project. So that just keep that in mind. You don't have to have everything I'm using. So this piece here again is 2 7/8 by 9.5, and then I have 2 of each of these layers here. So I have a layer of cardstock that is 2 3/4 by 4 5/8. I've got 2 of those, and then these white layers are going to layer on top of them like that. So these are 2 5/8 again by 4.5. So that's the size of those. And then the rest of this is going to become my focal element of the project. Okay, so I'll give you guys a minute or two to gather what in case you haven't gathered, what you would like to put on this focal element here. And I am going with a portrait style card. So this element here will be vertical. Yes, Angela, it is on the Waves Retreat page, and I believe it was also emailed out to you guys, but I will double check if it's been emailed. If not, I can resend it, but it's for sure on the Waves Retreat page. And if it's for some reason not showing up there, it was scheduled to be posted yesterday or today, but if for some reason it's not there, I'll take a look. And if it is, I'll tag you so that you know where to find us for tomorrow. Okay, and Laura posted a pre-retreat challenge for you guys. There should be a sketch there today so that if you want to play along and get your creative juices flowing before tomorrow, we put a pre-retreat challenge for you guys. Okay, so no problem. We are going to start with I'm going to start with the base layer so that you guys get a little bit of an idea of where it's going in case you need to alter your focal layer. I don't want to have you do your focal layer first and not know where the project is going. So we'll start with our base layers, and I just need to grab my Simply Scored. It's not handy. One sec. Okay, sorry about that. I had to go and get this. We've been doing lots of kit prepping, so I did not, it was in another room. Okay, so for this here, we are going to score at 2 3/4 and 5 1/2. And then we also need to score the piece that you have that is 2 7/8 by 9 1/2. And we are going to score this one at 4 3/4. So that will fold in half. So that is the scoring that we need to do. We're going to put the base layers together first, again, so that you guys can see where the project is going before you get all of your focal layer put together. That gives you just a little bit of wiggle room to make some alterations if you would like to. You don't have to, but just in case you want to. So we're going to bring in our 4 by 5 1/4 piece of, I used white. This is going to be the liner for my card. And then I'm going to use the piece of DSP. So I'll show you guys what I did with that as well. Now, the little cutter was right here. Everything's going missing today. So you'll want to get a little cutter. We're going to cut this piece down. So I'll tell you guys what measurements you're going to cut that to. I will just use my little cutter, and we are going to cut this piece here at 2 1/2 first. We have a few cuts we're going to do to this one. So it is, again, 4 by 6. We're going to put it in here, and we are going to cut it at 2 1/2. That is going to end up layering here. And then we have another one we need to cut at, I went with, it's a wonky measurement. I'm not sure if Janet's here, but she's going to love this one. 2 11/16. How's that for a silly measurement? Okay, so we have this, that's going to end up on here. And then we have this little piece here, which we are also going to cut down. That one is going to be 2 5/8 by, I trimmed mine down to, here, I'll show you. One little mark past the 1/2 inch. So 2 5/8. Sorry for the strange measurements here. 2 5/8. And then I cut it down to, on this cutter here, it's the gray line, which is one mark between the 5/8 and 7/8. So that was where my silly measurement came from. Sometimes I use that line and I don't really pay attention to what the actual measurement is. And then when I need to share it, it's just kind of a strange measurement. So sorry for the making you guys wait on those measurements there. All right, so I'll show you again how we're gonna make the base. And then we will work on the focal layer. So I'll put this aside for now. We may need that cutter again. But I want to show you guys this first again. So what we'll do here is you want your bone folder. This is the 5.5 mark. I have the 2 3/4 score line over here. I'm right-handed, so I just find it easier to fold this way. And then I can burnish this fold here. And then we're going to fold this one back. So it's kind of like a Z fold. Hi, Deb, how are you? Are you all ready for tomorrow? Okay, so now you can see here, this one is going to end up at the top here. And we're going to tuck this in here. And this one is going to go here. So we have this. Now you would think that this card would actually open like this, but I am going to turn it this way. And we're going to make a fancy fold out of this. I actually still need to find, I set Linda's card aside. I'm going to have to show you guys that. Now, you can bring this one in, and we're going to fold that in half. And burnish that one. I'm not going to attach my layers just yet so that you guys can see where this is going a little bit. And then that way, again, you've got a little bit of freedom to switch things up if you choose to. So we have these 2 layers here. We've got, I used white. I've got the layer that is 2 5/8 by 4.5. We're going to layer that on whatever your other cardstock color was. And those ones are 2 3/4, should be by 4 5/8. So these 2 are going to go together and they are going to go in front of that. And then I'm going to layer the same pieces again. And they are going to go on the inside. So we will have this little folding mechanism lined on the front and the inside with the same elements. And then they are going to end up, well, you guys get the idea of those ones. We'll just push them aside. This mechanism here is going to go on the inside, so behind here. It's going to go like this. Can't believe I showed you guys the whole card right at the beginning. All right. Those of you who weren't watching can't rewind, so you won't have seen it yet. But those who were here right at the beginning got a little bit of a sneak peek. Okay, so it will end up like this. This is going to fold upwards, and then this will fold downwards. And we're actually going to make a little mechanism that kind of locks here. So that will actually keep it standing in the end. So I'm excited for you guys to see that. So I'll just give you a little tip here. The element that I'm putting here, I will have a little bit of space here for the element that I place here to hold this down. So just keep that in mind. Leave yourself either a little room here or a little room here so that this flap can be held down with an element on a dimensional, okay? So that's where my little greeting is going to go. These little pieces here, I will end up with them right here, and they will hold this fold in place. So that's what I'll have there. Hopefully that makes sense. And this little element here is going to end up lining this, or going on there, on the inside. Okay, so we're gonna put these layers together first. I cannot put this layer on because this, I need to build my shaker card in here. So again, you guys don't have to do a shaker card. You can do whatever feature layers you want on the front. Mine is a shaker card, so I can't put my front one on just yet because I need to die cut some pieces into this first, okay? So I will work with putting the rest of this together so that you guys can see where it's going, and then I'll work on my focal layer. So we'll just get all of this ready, and it will go on the card base. I'm excited for tomorrow. I cannot wait to make all these projects. Laura has planned a, I think we shared this. I don't think I'm ruining anything. We've got a different game planned. I won't say what it is, just in case, but we're not doing bingo this time. We're doing something a little different. So I'm super excited to see how that turns out. It's a surprise to me as well. And today was pre-order day. You could die cut the waves for the front and use the pelican on the post. That would be super cute. So if anybody uses the waves with this mystery stamping, that would be really fun. So this is the one here that is 2.5 by 4. That is going on the front here. I showed you guys yesterday all of that really pretty Abstract Beauty, I think it's called, DSP. So this is from there. You can see the pretty other side of this one with all that gold foil. And I am not using Tape Runner like the Stampin' Seal Plus with this paper. I found the other day when I tried to use it that it just peeled off the gold layer. So I had to break out tape anyway. So I'm just going straight with tape today. But that would look really pretty with the waves, I think. There's so many options for this. I hope you guys will give it a try. We actually have to... I should get my helpers here working on entering your names. We've been so busy packing kits that I forgot to do the draw for today for your mystery stamping. So we'll need to do that. So now this other DSP layer here, I'm going to butt it right up to the end of my liner. So this is going to go straight up to the corner here. This will probably be no surprise to you guys. Right before I came on live, I dropped a black ink pad on my hand, and then I picked up a block covered in Pool Party ink. So twice, you see I've got a black pinky, and then this one here had Pool Party all over it. I have just a slight little discrepancy here in the white layer, so I just want to trim that off so that they're even. You can see it's very small, but I don't want it there, so it's got to go. Now this one here is going to go on the inside. So I've got my DSP layer to the outside here. It's going to get placed here. Before I glue it down though, I want to just make sure that the fold of this side here will match up and fully cover the white. I don't want to see this white in between showing. So if I was slightly off, I would probably just shimmy this over or trim a little off of the white and then shimmy it over. But mine is good. So I can go ahead now and glue this one down. I don't know exactly what the name of this fold is. We did, oh, there's a card in our retreat that I also wasn't sure what the name of the fold is. So I call it a half panel card, but when we share it, I'll have to get you guys to give your opinions on what the name is. Thank you, Sandy, for the color choices. Sometimes that's what I struggle the most with, is picking colors. It can be hard, that's for sure. Hi, Donna, how are you? So this one is just going to get centered here. Okay, there we go. That still covers there. And then I just want to make sure here that this will end up being placed down right in the middle there with the fold to the opposite end of this fold. So the fold's going to be at the top. And I am going to glue these two together. Hopefully my Tombo's not clogged on me. You never know what happens with that overnight. How many of you are playing along with me? Is anybody making this while I am showing you guys, or are you guys going to do it afterwards? You will have till next week's mystery stamping to create your project and then come back and post a photo. So you do not have to have it done tonight, but I will get a photo taken and post it that you guys can add yours on. I need to just trim off a little bit of my Misty Moonlight on the end. It is slightly too long. My mat's not quite even. After for you, yeah. I feel like it's only fair to give you guys a little bit of time. You don't have to have it done right this minute. I would never know if you did, right? So, Ramona, how many are you making? Are you starting with one, or do you have multiples ready to go? So now this, I probably need to put a little bit more glue on there. How many of you are ready that are doing the retreat tomorrow? How many of you are ready? If you are prepping your own kits. Some of you purchased the All Access Pass to prep your own, and then some of you are receiving kits from us. So if you're prepping your own kit, let me know if you've got yours ready. Okay, so we have this, and again, I am not putting, you're finding it hard to keep up? Yeah, it's definitely, you can always come back to the replay for anybody who does find it too quick to keep up as we go along. So Ramona, are you able to keep up, or is it going a little too fast tonight? Let me know. So just a reminder, I am not going to put my layers on the front of mine yet. This is just the inside. The reason I'm not, if you're just hopping in, the reason I'm not putting the front layers on mine yet is because mine are going to be a shaker card, and I need to die cut some layers into that. So if I've already put my layers on here, oh, hi Kala. So cute. I miss you guys. It seems so bizarre that you guys are so far away. So I was just saying that with mine, I can't put it on here because I need to build a shaker card. And actually, me building my shaker might give you guys a little bit of time to catch up. So I will just put the back onto here. I'm okay to go ahead and put that on there. And then that will help you guys see how this card is going to turn out. So we're going to have this flap here. And now we got to just switch hands, this flap here. And then our little mechanism that we're going to put on a dimensional here is going to help keep it standing. I was very happy when I made mine that it helped keep it upright. I was a little bit worried that it would not stand, but it actually does. So just keep that in mind. Does that give you guys enough information on the basis of the card? Let me know how you guys are finding this. Okay, so before I go on to the next step, I had said I'll attach this one, so I just need to get this ready. I am going to put tape on the back of the one where I've already placed these two elements. So I'll put, and because this is a folding mechanism, I will also put tear and tape on this one. I want to make sure that it's held really well. What are you guys up to this weekend, Darren? Kala is so grown up now. It makes me, like, I mean, it makes me happy, but it also makes me kind of sad. We're missing out. Okay, so I am going to just peel off the top. I don't want to reveal all of this adhesive. And if you guys follow along with me, you probably know my reason for that. But anyone who doesn't, I find that if I only remove the backing on one side, it lets me keep the other. I can use the other sides to guide the placement and then just hold this one up so that it doesn't grab before I've got it all aligned. So I want to be able to align this first and then let it stick. Okay, so that looks centered. Now I can go ahead and press this side down, and then I can just reach in here and pull these backings off. Is that just a local one, Lena? That's not On Tour? For those of you who don't know what On Tour is, as demonstrators, we can participate in this virtual event. It's called On Tour. So we got the catalogs early. We received them, I think at the beginning of the week. So we have this now. And I'm doing the one that's next weekend. I think you're in that one too, right, Lena? So we've got our catalog. Today we got to pre-order. It's a very exciting time as demonstrators. Mine shipped today. I did expedite it. All right. So now we have this. And again, the card is going to go portrait like this. So this mechanism is going to open up and my focal layer will go here. So now we can put this aside, and I'm going to build my focal layer first, and then it will end up here. And I'll just give you guys this reminder again in case you're just hopping on. My greeting will go here. I have this little layer. It's going to go on dimensionals, and it will hold this flap down, which will also allow the card to stay upright like this. So hopefully you guys can see that there. Okay, so I'll put these aside, and then we will work on my other elements. Oh, I forgot to put my little strip of DSP. It will go here. So I may as well put that on right now. I usually put it on first just in case I need to trim any ends up, but it's too late for that. So thankfully it works out and it's the right width. There's no discrepancy there. So this was just a way to use up that little offcut of DSP and to dress up the inside just a little bit. Okay, so that is the inside. We'll set this here. And now I'll build that focal layer for mine. So this, at this point here, you guys will be doing your focal layer all individually. So this will be whatever you guys have that you've chosen to go on the front of your project. So I have the little shaker dome. I am going to use the Gumball dies and the Gumball stamp set. I'm sure you guys guessed that from my mystery stamping image where I had put the little shaker dome in there. So I need to use, I have pre-cut the silver pieces that I'm going to use, but I'll show you guys what I use just in case you have the same bundle as I do. I cut this element in silver, this element in silver, and I have an extra little one that we keep in this little bag because it is so small. I'll take it out of the bag so you guys can see it, but it is like the tiniest die I have ever seen, and I don't want to lose it. It is that small. So I use that. So I pre-cut those in silver. I have them all right here. And it looks like this tiny little scrap. Look at that little guy. You can see how small that is there. It's the smallest die ever. I'm going to put that back up on the window ledge so it doesn't get lost. Okay, so I've done those ahead of time. I will need to die cut a couple with you guys. I'm going to stamp and die cut. So I have this one here from the Gumball, and I'll let you guys see how this looks on here with just the dies and the little shaker dome, so that you can see how my project is proportioned. Okay, so these will end up kind of like that. And I think that's all. Oh, no, and I need the little frame for the shaker. Okay, so I have those, and I'm pulling in this stamp set here, the Gumball Greeting stamp set. So I'll use that. I've got the base that will go with this one, and I just have to switch my block here. There we go. There's the top. And then I also have the little coin, and I have the little I love you. So I'm going to use these. I have Poppy Parade, chose Poppy Parade for the Gumball machine, and Crushed Curry. So I'll get these stamped. This will be, again, you guys will be doing individual stamping, whatever you're working on here. An unboxing, yeah, I feel like I should have to do, or not have to, but I feel like I should do an unboxing with you guys. How many of you have seen the catalog? You're prepping more of Kella's big girl room. Well, I can't wait to see what you guys are doing in there. Okay, so I've inked this up in Poppy Parade. I did try it in Memento, and it just looked a little bit too harsh. So I switched it out for Poppy Parade. So I've got that, and I'll do the top as well. And I'm just going to do the top over here. Okay, so I've got those two elements, and then I also need to do a little coin in Crushed Curry. That's what I chose to do mine in. So this is the little, you can't see it from there, but it's the little 5-cent coin from Gumball Greetings. This is the first time I played with this set. I actually wasn't sure that I would get it. And then of course, you know, you fall in love with them once you start to see ideas done with them. So I'm really glad that I got it. It's lots of fun with the frosted beads. Oh my goodness, there's so many nice things in there. At first, because I didn't really digest that pre-order list until after we stamped together last night. And then I was more excited about the pre-order. But also, we don't really know ahead of time what's going to be on there. But once I saw some things before I got to digest it, I wasn't sure that I would love it. But not that I wouldn't love it, but I wasn't sure how excited I was. And then I actually had a chance to look them up, and I was very happy. Okay, so I need to, this is the mini stamp cut and emboss machine. It is unfortunately no longer on sale at a discounted price. You can still buy it. It's just not 20% off anymore, but that's okay. So I'm going to trim this down a little bit actually, so that I have a little bit more room. So you guys get to watch like the full process. I did order, Lena, way too much. I have all the in color items coming, and then, oh, there's not much I didn't order. I don't know if I should admit that, but I ordered most of it. I didn't order, so Deb, I'm the opposite of you. Am I allowed to even say this? I don't even know if I'm allowed to say it. The very first set of products on the pre-order list, I'm not a huge fan of the stamps and dies, but I loved the DSP. So I ordered the DSP. And Deb, you were the opposite with that one. You didn't love the DSP, but you liked the stamps and dies. So I just went with the DSP and I think there might have been some embellishments. I can't remember. But that, I think, was maybe the only one I didn't order. There might have been one or two others. Okay. Look at this. Look how cute this is. Look at that little gumball machine. It even has a little door with a little flap. Oh, I didn't get the Hostess DSP. That was the other one. I love Pattern Party. I love it. It is probably one of my favorite DSPs ever. And I don't know yet. I'm sure it'll be, again, one of those things where once people start creating with that new Host DSP, I will like it. But so far, I'm not a super huge fan. I'm sure it'll grow on me, as is the way things usually do. So is my stamping and die cutting giving you guys time to catch up? So now I'm die cutting the top of the gumball machine. I'm excited for, we have so many stamping events in the next few days. Tomorrow is the Waves Retreat. Monday is our, I say our, Laura and I are doing that together. Laura's a teammate. And then Monday we're doing our paper pumpkin class together with On the Horizon. And then Tuesday I have a team appreciation event for people who qualified during Celebration. And I'm really excited about their little gifts that they're getting. Oh, I need this still. Sorry, guys. Now, I've still got to do the little coin. I forgot to pull out the little circle for that. There we go. And I also need to do the hole for my shaker. I'm concentrating and my words aren't coming to me as quickly as they might otherwise. Okay. I like to tape these things down. Do you guys tape your dies in place or do you just give her? The Hostess set, full price. Oh, I did not get any of the Hostess sets either, Lena. I'm glad you mentioned that. Last year, I did order the DSP at full price because I knew I loved it and I wanted to get making things with it right away. I had a vision for the Party Puffins. Oh my gosh, I need to redo that one. That did not turn out very well. I had a vision for the Party Puffins that I wanted to do for the catalog kickoff party. And I was okay paying 40 bucks to get that paper so that I could give some away and make those projects. And it was well worth it. I have received that paper many times over since then. But this time I didn't pre-order any Host things. So maybe I'll regret that, but we'll see. How about you guys? Always tape. Oh, Deb, did your package get to you? I hope it got there. I meant to check the tracking a few times yesterday. And I forgot to. And then I meant to message you too. Okay, let's hope I did a better job of this time. Do you guys ever do that? Oh, awesome. So you recognize the tape? I'm not sure if you already own that, but there we go. That is much better. Let's see. I'll show you guys the difference. Let me know. Would you have recut this too? Let me know what you guys think. This is the second one. I'm much happier with that versus this askew one. So now I'll use that. I just need to put this little circle die back on the sheet or it will get lost. I haven't yet switched the Gumball Greetings one over to a magnet sheet, so that is something I also need to do. Now I need to line up my frame and then roll this through. So I am going to have to take a peek at my card just to see how far up I want this to go. And this is going to have to go, I need to make sure that I have room for both the top. Now, if you are cutting with this gumball set, the frame of the gumball, they don't actually go quite as high as what this is. So you need to give yourself room for this to come and sit down on top of here. You will see this adhesive through there. It will actually be sticky right in front. So you need to give yourself room to be able to push this all the way down and push this all the way up. I had originally cut this the first time. The way I placed the die, everything had to shuffle down, and then my gumball machine was a little bit below the bottom. So there's always a little bit of trial and error the first time you use something. So then the next time I knew to just move this opening here up a little bit. So that's what I just need to be cognizant of right now. So I want to just make sure that this will all be centered, because again, I had to move it so that I wouldn't have that adhesive showing where the little the shaker box or the shaker dome was. So I'm just making sure that I've got this high enough up. This should be the right placement. And then once you do it once, keep yourself a template and then you should be good. So I'm going to tape that down and then I can roll this through. Okay, and I am not stamping it behind there. I actually need to get a little backer for this as well. So is this giving you guys room to catch up? Let me know if all of these little pieces that I have to do has given you guys room, or time, I should say, to sort out what you're doing on your focal layer. I hope it has. I've got a lot of little elements to this one this time. I don't always do something that has so many pieces. Like yesterday's project was so quick. This is a little bit extra today, but I wanted to case Linda's card, which again, I've got to find where I set that. And I wanted to do this fun fold with this shaker here. Okay. So now we can just peel that off. And we can work on assembly. I actually need to grab another white layer. Just want to make sure that we're going to be good here. There. Okay. And I need one more white piece to go behind this to close my shaker off. So we missed that layer. It's like one of those hidden layers that when you have a layer hidden behind, you kind of forget that they're there when you're prepping a kit afterwards. You guys don't need this one unless you are doing a shaker. That is the only reason that I need this one. Oh, good. I'm glad that it's given you guys some time to catch up. You like the chair. Let me know what chair you mean, Lena. Oh, I think I know what you're talking about. Probably, yeah. We're talking in code here. So I'm just going to put that piece aside, and now I will build my shaker, and you guys can see how this little gumball machine comes together. Darren, I don't know if you're still there or not, but I think Calla might think this one is cute. So I need to place this behind here first. Whenever you're doing a shaker, you make your frame, and then you put the clear layer behind it before you build anything else. We are actually doing a shaker card in tomorrow's retreat as well. I am quite happy with how that one turned out. So I'm taking these come with adhesive already on them. So they come with that all on there. You do not have to add this all yourself, which is great. So I'm just peeling the backing off the front, but I'm actually going to not peel it off. The same thing as I do when I'm putting my card layers together. I'm not peeling the whole thing off. I'm going to just pull enough off that I can get this all lined up. If I peeled that whole thing off, it's kind of hard to like wiggle this into place and make sure it sticks down. And then sometimes it grabs before you're ready. Like there, I would have just put this the wrong side down and that would have been super disappointing. So this way, I can get this all lined up. And I'm going to, sorry, I have that closer to me. So now I've attached it at the top. And then I can just reach in here, peel that off, and then stick that down. And I haven't had to fight with getting it all in place. So I find that a lot easier to just remove part of the backing, place things down, and then reach in and pull the rest off. So now that's on there, but you can see here that is sticky there, and so is this. So that's why when I originally thought I had everything centered on my sample, and then realized, no, this does not line up to the bottom of the die cut. It lines up to the bottom of the shaker, which has that gap in between. So when I had to shimmy that up, things were no longer centered. So that's why I had to redo all of my aligning. So there you go. Now you can see that by making sure that they're going to sit on those flat edges instead of the edge of the opening, it actually takes up a little bit less room. Okay, I hope that makes sense. So now we're going to build the shaker. This part is the fun part. Kala's going to have to let me know what she thinks of these. Look how fun. These are the Frosted Beads assortment. They are made to go with this set here. I just lost one. One rolled away. I caught it though. There we go. It's the nice ones with the pop of red too. I don't want to lose that one. And you can put as many as you want in here. I'll show you what I did to gauge whether or not it was the amount I wanted. I just placed that there. I have not pulled that backing off yet. So I just placed that there, held it tight, and flipped it over. And then just had a look at the front. I think I'll put a little bit more in. So I just do that. I try to grab some red ones. Okay, that's probably good. So I'll go with that. Now I need to close off this shaker. So now what I'll do is flip it back over, and then I can carefully peel this backing off. So I don't want this to bounce around while I peel that off. So you just got to be careful that whenever you're peeling that back side off, especially if you've got sequins in there, you do not want them to bounce out and catch your adhesive. Otherwise, it's hard then to close off your shaker. So I'm going to just close this off. Okay. And there we go. So now we have that cute little gumball shaker. And it's all closed off. The only adhesive showing is this little bit here and here. And I am going to cover that up as well. All right, so what I used for that is I'm going to just I'm putting my, hi Patty, these pieces here, you could just glue them straight down here and put them flat, but I wanted them popped up. So I need to cover that strip there and this strip here. So I'm just using a piece of my dimensional frame to do that. And how are those grandsons doing, Patty? So I placed that dimensional right in that opening. Then that way it covers up that adhesive and it will allow me to dimensional the gumball machine pieces to the front there. And then now I can just use my dimensionals. Actually, I'm going to cut some from here. They grow so fast. Patty, can you believe Ethan's 18? It's ridiculous. Darren, can you believe that? I don't believe it. It's crazy to me. I do actually need to shimmy these back a little bit because I don't want these dimensionals to butt up to that. So I'll just take these off now. So I just put a couple of half ones there. I need to peel this backing off, and then I'm going to butt that right up to there. So that's on there now. And then I'll put some on the back. See here, you can see where the black one was. I just flipped this paper over and reused the other side, but I found that one a little too bold, and I preferred the Poppy Parade on Poppy Parade, so the tone on tone. Okay, so I will now, I can't wait to see what you guys have chosen for your project. It's always fun to see what you guys have made. Okay, now I just peeled the backing off there. I've peeled these ones off here. Now I can just butt this up to the bottom of the, I've got to do this straight on. I can't see what is the glare of that little shaker dome. It's hard to see if it's centered. It's a little off, but that's okay. Okay, now I actually did an extra little step here. Oh, do you know what? I forgot to put the silver pieces on first, but that's okay. I'm just taking my piercer and widening that channel just a little bit, and then I need to put these on. So I have the little silver piece and the little spinner that you can, you know, put your money in and then spin it to make sure that you get your gumball. So what I want to do with this is I'm going to just pierce a hole in the middle. So just in that little opening right there. And then I've got this little spinning mechanism, and we have the round and square brads, and I chose a little black one. So we have the small little round ones. That's what I'm using for this. So I'll just put this right through that little, you can see there, and it actually spins. It's adorable. So I'll put that on. Okay. And then I taped this so that I just want to make sure that it will still spin. Hi Brenda, how are you? I'm actually going to use my skinnier tape for this, so I will be 1 second. I just have to grab that. Sorry about that. I disappeared on you guys for a second, and now I'm kicking lights around. Okay, so I have some skinnier tape that I'm going to just use for this part here, because I want this to still have room to spin. So ignore that piece. Have any of you used the Gumball Greeting set? Let me know if you've got this one and if you've had a chance to play around with it yet. I'm going to redo this tape too. I should have gone a little closer to the edge. Only because I'm gluing it straight down, and I still want that to spin. What I will actually also do, these brads, the prongs are so fine, you can just snip them a little shorter. So I've just cut the ends off, and now that has clearance to spin. Maybe a couple of times you've used it. Does that mean a lot, Jessica? I think you made a lot of these ones, didn't you? Okay, so now we've got this here, and I've got room now. You could put this on with dimensionals, but I just wanted to glue it flat. Yes, and you can always come back and rewatch, Deb, and see how the shakers are put together. I can't remember which gumball set that is. Is it from a long time ago when we had the other shakers that went with it, Sandy? Like maybe about a decade ago? I might have actually had that one, and I think I might have sold that one. Okay, so now look at that. See how cute that is? The little, it spins. Okay, so now that I made this little, I actually need to widen this one here too. So I just took my piercer tip and just kind of ran it along there. And now the little 5-cent coin can tuck just inside that little slot. So I just tucked it in there, and I'll stick a little glue dot behind it to hold it down. So I just placed that on the back of the coin, but I want to make sure that the bottom of the coin is, I need to widen that just a little bit more. And I just used my piercer because I could just kind of drag it through there and then make sure that it didn't go too far. There. Oh, I need that to go in there just a little bit more. At least I think I do. There we go. Okay, so I got the 5-cent coin in the little slot, and then this spins. So that is the focal layer of my card. And again, because of the shaker element here, I couldn't go ahead and put this white layer onto the Misty Moonlight before, because otherwise then I wouldn't have been able to build my shaker. So that was the reasoning for that. But you guys have hopefully had some time that you could put your focal layer together. And now that mine is done here, I can go ahead and put it together and show you guys how the front of the card works as well. Pre-shaker, it was a bigger size set. You'll have to send me a picture of that one. So now what I want to do is take my focal layer. I am going to attach it to the coordinating color of cardstock that's on the inside of my card. And I'll use tape for this just because there's a lot of weight to the shaker layer, or my focal layer. Shaker cards are always so much fun. Sometimes they're a little bit of extra work, and then you've just got to be strategic in how you cut the opening usually, but I find that they're always worth the effort. What do you guys think? Now I'm actually going to not peel back all of those backings because I want to line this all up straight. If you are doing the Paper Pumpkin retreat, or not retreat, the Paper Pumpkin class, we'll be posting that tutorial. I'll post it when I get off of live tonight too. Okay, there we go. Look at that. It's adorable. I hope that's okay to say. And now I want to layer that onto the front of this flap. And again, the flap is at the top. So the fold is at the top, and I'm going to place this on this way here. If you went ahead with a landscape project, you could also do that, and then it just wouldn't stand up the way that mine is going to, but you could still do a little greeting layer that will hold this down in place. I just wanted to go with portrait style or portrait orientation. I hope you guys don't mind waiting while I tear tape and attach it. I know that there's faster ways of taping things when we're doing a live video, but I want it to hold. Okay. I'm a sucker for using tear and tape, and I just need to stand up and hopefully you guys don't get my head in your way. There. Okay. So can you guys see now where that's going? For those of you who didn't see it at the beginning when I sat it right there. Oh man. Okay. So now I just need to do my greeting, and that will hold everything in place. I've got this little piece here from Ornate Layers, I think it's from, and then I cut a little vellum layer from the Tasteful Labels. I added that just for a little bit extra, I don't know what the word is, just for a little bit of extra space to hold this flap down. Oh, I'm glad that you like it, Sandy. I always worry that it's too much, but I do want you guys to be able to come back and be able to make it if you can't do it right along with me. So I'm glad that you appreciate it. So I've got my Poppy Parade again and the little heart you. I chose that one from Gumball Greetings. I wanted to be able to pick a greeting from here, and it needed to be small enough that I could make this little mechanism to hold that down. So that was the reason for the choice with this, but you could always pick a greeting from something else if the greeting didn't make sense for you. So I'm just going to ink that little guy up. And I am stamping it kind of not completely in the middle. I'm going to cut this shorter. It's not going to take up this whole space. So I am stamping it off to the side here. It's going to layer on my vellum and it will go down here. Hopefully that makes sense. So now I'm done with the ink here. You wish you had bought that set. It's still available, Brenda. You can still get it in the January to June catalog. So I don't think it's sold out. I didn't even think to check that with it being in the January to June catalog, but we just never know, do we? Do not ever know. Oh, I missed a little step. I actually, just for a little bit of extra detail on this one, because I found that the white by itself just kind of got lost. So I did actually just go over that. Just took the side of my brush tip of the Misty Moonlight, which is the color I used in the middle there. So before, I needed to do that before I glued it down. Yeah, it just gives it, it makes it a little more broad, this greeting, so it's not just lost quite so much. Now that's glued down, and you guys get to watch me fight with this one little piece here. That little hole in that tag is so small, and this twine is 3 layers thick. So maybe it will go through a little nicer for me tonight than when I made my sample. But we'll see. I had to, oh yeah, it did. It played nice for me tonight. So this is the Flowers for Every Season ribbon combo pack that is retiring. It has a strand of Misty Moonlight, a strand of white, and then it's wound in silver. So I'm going to tie a bow out of that. I could have just tied a bow and glue dotted it in front of the tag. I was a little bit worried that because it's the mechanism that holds this down, that it might fall off if I just glue dotted it, because this twine is so bulky with those 3 layers. So that's why I went to the extra trouble of feeding it through there. But if you're not using an element, like if your mechanism that you're going to hold this down with doesn't work for you to put twine or a bow on it, then you don't need to worry about that. You don't even need to use the twine or ribbon. I just wanted to make sure I included it in the supply list, but that's optional. So if it doesn't make sense with whatever you've used, don't sweat that. It'll be totally okay. So now this is going to go over here. This is going to be my little mechanism that I will put on a dimensional that's going to hold this flap down, but you can see it's too big. So I'm going to just cut a flat edge along here with my little cutter. And then I will have to outline this end here of the white tag. So I'm going to just cut this off there. So I've got that. And then I want to just use my marker again. I only went over the edge of the white. I did not go over where the vellum is. So now I've got this little guy. Hopefully I don't have to cut more off. I should have tested it first, but I should be just perfect there. So I'll put that flat edge to the edge of the card, and I'm going to put a dimensional behind here, and that should work to hold down. I'm going to put one right up to the edge here. Okay, I have to make sure that the dimensionals on the back of here do not exceed where this flap is. Otherwise, it'll just tape that flap down. But I think I can put just a tiny little piece more to make sure that it's held close to there, but not right on it. Okay. But this part is important that you put it on dimensionals. If you tape it right down, it'll be a little too tight to hold that down. It won't slide in and out as nicely as you would like it to otherwise. Okay, so my flat edge is up to the edge of the card. Make sure those are held down. Just look from the bottom. Yep, my dimensionals are placed well. They're not in the way of the gray piece. Okay, so check this out now. I just need to get my ribbon scissors so that I can trim the edge of the twine. It's a little bit long. There. So with this here, it will actually allow the card to stand up. I hope you guys can see that with your view. Let me know if that shows up okay. Otherwise, I'll pop it out of there. So you can open this just like that. And then you can tuck this back in, just tuck it into this little space here that's not stuck down. So you can just slide it in like that. And then slide it back. And then that keeps it standing. If you didn't have this little mechanism here to hold that down, I'll show you guys what would happen. So if this wasn't holding that down, you would stand this up and it would just kind of flop forward like that. So it wouldn't stay, it kind of just leans forward. But if you tuck it in behind here, then it holds it standing up nicely, and you still from the front get a nice view of the whatever your focal layer is. So I will just check to see where I put Linda's sample. So this was, it came from another one of Linda's cards. She sent me a fancy fold card. And how did I not keep these together? Give me 1 second. I was so excited to use her fancy fold. I was telling you guys that I put a twist on it. I am going to have to bring it back, I think. I don't know where I put that card. Oh, here it is. Okay, I found it. All right, so I just added the twist of this extra fold, the Z fold. So Linda had sent me this one. I think it's super cute. This is with the welcoming window. I think the set is retiring. So she used the pots here as the little mechanism to hold the flap down. So you guys could always do this version as well. So you would have your base layer here. So it would just be minus this extra flap. So it would close there. And then this would tuck into there to hold that down. So I used her idea from this one and then got going with this. And I was thinking I wanted to use the gumball, but when I needed a longer panel, I decided to add the extra fold in. So I have no idea what this is called. I kind of just improvised as I went. So if you know whether or not there's a name, if you've seen this fold done before, do comment and let me know or send me a message. But I haven't seen it quite like this, and then especially not where it would stay standing like that. But I am absolutely up for it if you guys have a name for this or if you've seen it done before. And thank you, Linda, for your inspiration. And here we are again. I love her little butterflies that she used on there. Those are one of my favorites. You guys know that. All right. So I will actually have to post the winner of last week's. We just, in the flurry of kit prepping, forgot to enter the names and do the draw. So if you have, I'll give you guys until, it was supposed to be before today to post last week's last week's mystery stamping projects. So the one that I did on Saturday at 1:30, it was the one, oh gosh, was that the Z fold? With, that was the Z fold, I think, with the deer. So if you guys want to go to that thread and post your card so that, oh my goodness, now I need to go back and check which one it was. But if you go to last Saturday's mystery stamping, and I'll give you guys till the end of tonight to post last week's mystery stamping project, then I will do the draw tonight and I'll announce the winner this weekend. And then I still have to take a photo of this one. So tomorrow I will post a photo of this one here. And then it is the standing Z folds, or this one. Too funny, Sandy. I was thinking of last week's when you said that. Mystery stamping. Okay. Oh wait, yes, it is the, this one here was last week's. So if you find the photo of this one from last week, it doesn't have the thanks on it. It has the greeting stamped right on this label. Find the post that I made of that. Add your photo of your project there. I'll give you guys until the end of tonight, so midnight tonight, and then we'll gather all the names of those of you who posted your photo that corresponds with this mystery card. And then I will announce the winner of the embellishments this weekend. And then you will have till next weekend to post your mystery stamping that for this one here. I feel like it looks a little crooked now. But, and we are just working out whether I'll have time to go live this weekend. We have our retreat tomorrow, and then we have company in for Ethan's birthday celebrations that are, you know, ongoing. So I will post to let you guys know if I can do anything this weekend. Otherwise, I'll get back to doing some more again next week. But please do post photos of whatever you've made with this one here. Did anyone get theirs made along with me? I'll hang on here for a minute before I take off for the night. We've got some kits to get to people and lots of fun things. I am really looking forward to doing all the Waves projects tomorrow. And then I'm excited to be able to share them too. We try to not share them publicly before everyone has had a chance at the retreat to see them and make them with us, and then we usually share them afterwards. So yeah. All right. I hope I haven't missed anything. I'm just taking a quick look through the comments. I see, and I did. Well, Ramona, I can't wait to see what you made. It'll be, and you know what? I'll bring in the original. It's the same thing. Here is the one that I made based off of Linda's. And then here's the one that I made with you guys tonight. So it turned out pretty much the same. So there we go. I love the shakers. Okay, so I still have the host code open as well for the last chance list. So if you're interested in getting in on that retirement party, this will be open for the weekend yet as well. And then I will close off this host code so that we can start working on the retirement party packages for everybody who earned a spot at that. Again, just a quick reminder, you get a free gift with a $65 order, and then you get the free gift and an invite to the retirement party if you have a 100 or more order. And shipping has actually gone up as of today. So if you are looking online, whether you're a demonstrator and you're placing a demonstrator order, or whether you are a customer and you're shopping online, if you notice that your totals are different than what you thought they might be, shipping under $100 has gone up to $10.95 as a flat rate, or over $100 it's gone up to 11%. We've actually never seen a shipping increase in my whole 14 years as a demonstrator, so it's not surprising at all that they've had to pass that on to us. I know they don't make any money on shipping. I think they lose money on shipping, but it's not a huge increase, so that's good. All right. Well, I hope you guys all have a good weekend. Thank you very much for joining me here. It's always fun to have you guys here to chat with while I stamp and create these things for you guys, and I always have fun making them too. So we'll see you later in the weekend, or I'll post later in the weekend at least to let you guys know what's up for the weekend and next week. All right. And then make sure you post your photos on last week's mystery stamping post. All right. Good night, everybody. Thank you.